Okay, so here we are with Duncan Ferguson for Everton Howard's Way film. It's an honour and a privilege to have the big man who also contributed to the project, which is our attempt to honour the 85 team and more specifically the gaffer. So we haven't got much time, so I'd like to get on to the big man. Welcome. Like I say, it's a privilege and an honour. Thank you very much.
Fantastic.
So, first of all, we're here to pay tribute to a man. You worked under him, but you knew him personally and on a different level, yeah?
I did, yeah. Obviously, I only worked under him for a season.
Yeah.
But we've become very close. Actually, when he left Everton,
yeah.
And become very close then, you know, I mean, as friends,
yeah.
really.
Yeah.
So I had quite a close relationship with him, yeah. And of course, working under him was fantastic. It was great.
Yeah, no.
He was a great gaffer, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll come back to that later, but...
No problem at all. I mean, obviously Howard was a special man, wasn't he? What a special guy, and obviously, you know, our best manager.
Absolutely.
And you know, it's just a privilege to be a part of it, you know.
Yeah. Well, then, right on to the gaffer. You born in 1971? Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Now I'm older than you, so never mind that. But my point is, do you remember that side when you were a kid?
I do remember it. Yeah. Obviously, you know, they were a top team, weren't they? Right. And I think Everton at the time were struggling at the time, and obviously when they brought in the gaffer. When they brought him in for Blackburn. Yeah. And so when they brought him in, you know, I know they had a couple of seasons struggling a wee bit, mid-table or below mid-table, and I think it took him time to get his ideas across, you know, and obviously changing players, you know, bringing in the Reedies and the, you know, the Andy Grays and that, God almighty, some players them, and the legends of the football club. And of course, they add that to the players they already had, like the big Neville and that, you know, I mean, the Ratcliffes, the Sharpies, and the boys like that, you know, I mean, Adrian Heath. All these top players. Bracewell was in there, wasn't he? Gary Stevens, Trevor Stevens. I mean, what an array of unbelievable players, eh? Only if they're playing now, eh?
By the way, listen, we were like 20, 21, that kind of time. Going to match was just like having a cigar. It didn't matter who you were. Of course. Not many have been coming here a long time, and they haven't had many seasons where that can be said.
And of course, you've got the great Kevin Sheedy on the left, shooting crosses. My God, unbelievable, yeah.
Best left foot. Put it anywhere for you, by the way.
Second best you've ever saw, by the way.
Nice one, big man. By the way, very good. That said about him, can't head, can't run, can't tackle, and he wasn't considering. He wasn't bad, by the way, considering he can't run, can't head, can't tackle.
No, and I think Howard spoke very highly of him to me. You know what I mean? He told me he was, if not the best player that he'd ever put the shot on.
He told
was up
me,
there with the best of them, you know.
I wrote a book, and you know what the gaffer was like? I wrote a book, and I got quotes of him for the book, and he rang me the next morning. I said, I've changed my mind. I said, who's your best sign? He said, it's got to be Neville. Just for who he is and what he's done for the club.
He was a colossus, wasn't he?
He said, but the second one, he gave me Reedy, and the third one, Sheeds.
Yeah.
I got up the next day, he rang me about 8:20 in the morning. Said, son, I've changed my mind. He said, swap them two round. He said, because Sheeds, he had to come from there. And nobody wanted him. They didn't want him for the reserves, and we didn't want him for coming from there. So that was a tough gig for Sheeds, in fairness.
We got a few for him, didn't we?
Aye, Alan Harper was welcome just before, I think. Might be just after. Anyways, so you remember particularly the two Scots centre forwards, by the way. You would remember them, I'm sure your father remembers.
I do. Well, Andy Gray, he was at Dun United, wasn't he, as well? So it was the kind of same journey as I had.
Yeah.
He was at Dun United, and I was at Dun United as a kid.
Yeah.
So obviously him coming into England. So we kept an eye on it up there.
Okay.
I think we've always had a good connection with the Scottish players.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, that's good. That's one of the reasons why.
Well, the Golden Vision was before them.
I played with his lad, didn't I?
Did you?
Yeah. Jason.
Did you really?
Yeah, played with his lad, aye.
Well, I never knew that. There's a fact I've just got out of the
He was up in, I said, older man, eh? He was Hearts, Edinburgh, man. And I used to play in the Scottish schoolboys team.
His half fellow was at Edinburgh, man. I played for Hearts as well, by the way. Anyway, I digress. Out of that side, the 80 side, which, by the way, let's just correlate what they actually did. So 7 months before we won the cup in 1984, the gaffer was about to lose his job. Literally, it was on the knife edge. If Sir Phil Carter hadn't stood by him in the face of everybody else's opinion, including the media and including fans and including some people in the club, the history would be completely different. He didn't, he stuck with it, we got the results we needed, and that side didn't just turn around. It changed our whole world. It went into the stratosphere. My point being, we're currently struggling, and you're looking for leadership, And in the way that, when Andy Gray and Peter Reid, you'll meet them, and I know you know them both, but when we're in the room at the showing at St George's Hall, these stories are going to come up because they're all in the same room. And the gaffer, both of them failed the medical.
Yeah.
And he said to sign them anyway on the basis that A, they were belter footballers if you got them on the park, but B, the personalities they were to drive you forward, definitely. To put your hand up yourself. Well, you did that as a footballer. You yourself did that regular, and that's why kids still stop you in the street.
I'm Scottish,
today.
That's what Scottish boys do.
Yeah.
But I think all the best teams have got that type of thing. Exactly. They've got a jock in there, exactly. You had Geordie in there, a Welsh boy, an Irish lad, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So no, I think obviously the boys like that, you know what I mean, Andy and that, and Sharpie, and you've got your Reedies and that, you know what I mean, Bracewell's in there. I mean, real men, weren't they? Real leaders.
That's what you can't buy in today's transfer market. I'm not slagging modern football, but that, look at the way they...
Well, it's difficult to buy in, because I think back then, in society, we were just all a bit tougher, weren't we?
Yeah.
I think we just got brought up in a bit more harder environment. So it kind of made you have to fight for it.
Yeah.
I think the world's changed. The world's changed now, haven't they? And people have got a lot more now. But there is still some good characters out there, you know what I mean? Obviously, we've got a few in our team.
Yeah, okay. Well, then, let's get round to my old mate. Out of all of that side you played with, by the way, just to finish what they did, they won the FA Cup. Then he went on to win the league, romped the league in '85. Won the
15 points, was it not?
Yeah, won the European Cup Winners' Cup on a Wednesday and had to play, would have been the first treble for an English side if they'd beat Man United on the Saturday. Our Whiteside beat Neville from there. And we still can't, we'll put that to one side.
10 men, didn't they, as well? The Man United did 10 men?
Did really, yeah, but Morton took really over the shoulder. But anyway, so that would have been the first domestic treble. The next year, they lost the double to our local rivals with 40, winning at half-time in the FA Cup final, and if they beat Watford, would have won the league. And they went on to win it, which in any other season, in any other era, would have literally just broke the mindset completely. The gaffer come back and won it again the next year on one leg, with literally, he lost Beattie, Pat, Neville, Sharpie, Sheeds and Trevor Stephen, and Aidan played a blinder that season.
They sold Gary Lineker as well.
Bought him and sold him in the season, So it shows you about how he picked, that when he sold Lineker, we'd just been knocked out of Europe and we had nothing to play for. Everyone was like, what are you doing?
Do you think he sold him to Barcelona because he was going to go to Barcelona?
That was what everyone said, lad. That's what he denied it to me.
I could tell you a few stories there.
Yeah, I'm sure, not on camera though, surely not. We'll have them maybe over at one time. My point is, this wasn't a one-season thing. This was, if we'd have been allowed to fly, as it were, with the Europe thing, there's literally no way we couldn't have took that team. That's what I'm saying to you. And from small acorns do big oak trees grow. So I'm trying to find a correlation with now, with kids who've been going for a generation and never seen us win anything, kid. Yeah. That's the point. That's what I'm trying to transmit. You yourself personify that to them. They look at you and say, be our leader. Is that correct? Would you say that?
Yeah, I think when I played, I think I'd take up that mantle, you know what I mean? But there was other ones in the team as well, like Big Nev, you know what I mean, who was a leader, and Dave Watson, you know what I mean? They were proper fellas, you know what I mean? And then you knew what it was all about to play for Everton. I mean, I learned for them. I learned for Nev and I learned for Waggy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
These were proper men, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I'd follow them anywhere, to be honest. I'd go through a brick wall for them. And of course for Howard, you know what I mean? Who was, you know, a man we all loved, and he was a genius, you know what I mean? And a gentleman. And you know, I think anybody who'd ever come in contact with him or played under him would tell you the same. He's a great man, and you'd do anything for him, anything.
That'll do. That's decent on the gaffer. Let's get on to you. So, you're at Rangers, you've got the media on your case and whatnot, we all know what happened. So they come to you and say, we've got you a loan to Mike Walker's Everton. Yeah. So tell me about that morning.
Yeah, well, bought me the league. I think it was 3 points, or we had 3 points or something, and I think the Tottenham wanted me at the time, and there was a few other London clubs wanting me, and I just don't know, Everton was right for me. Obviously I knew there was a connection with the Scottish centre forwards and things like that, and I just felt it was right. You know, so they came up to Ibrox, asked me to go and loan me a wee boy called Ian Durant, at the time he'd been at Rangers for a long time.
Remember your jacket you had on as well? Let's not go there.
That was a great jacket, that was the only designer jacket I had.
Let it go.
And so I came down, and you know, originally it was for 3 months. The manager at the time, Walter Smith, told me it was only for 3 months. You'd be coming back. So I come down, and you know, within a week, I was wanting to stay, you know what I mean?
Was you?
And I'd bumped into a few lads in Liverpool who are my best pals and still are, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, they helped me to settle in.
I know a couple of them.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. And so yeah, so that was it. That's how it came around really. And you know, initially it was for 3 months, but I liked the place, I wanted to stay. And of course I knew they were looking for somebody like me. They had the traditions, the big centre forwards.
As soon as you walked out on the park,
I knew it could be a place I could settle, you know.
Yeah. So I'm saying, that's the juxtaposition. What I'm trying to convey is, you'd had a really goldfish bowl time when you were up in Glasgow. They were on your case, you couldn't go for chips, everybody was on your case. And you came here at a team and a club on its knees, to be honest, and yet you felt it anyway, is that right?
Yeah, I did, because I felt the passion of the fans, you know what I mean, unbelievable. They wanted this great club to be back to, you know, where it had been before in the mid-80s, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And of course, with Big Joe coming in at the time as well, Big Joe coming in, and he kind of galvanised the team, and they managed to get a nice cup run. And of course, we staved off relegation, didn't we? With a great run of results under Big Joe. Yeah. I think he beat Liverpool at home, went away to Chelsea and won there. That's right. Then beat Leeds at home. I think it was his first 3 fixtures. Yeah. It's not bad, is it?
Not bad at all. It was the mindset as well, though. It was about, I'm sick of getting punched now, I'm going to punch you. I might still get beat, but I'm going to take it to the offensive as opposed to the negative thing. I think it lifted the whole place, to be honest.
I don't think there's too many times we got beat, lad.
No, it wasn't.
On the fighting.
Oh, no, not that. No.
But no, we had a top midfield as well, didn't we? The Dogs of War, you know.
Yeah, it fit perfectly. It was exactly what we needed. I'll tell you what else he did, especially for you, wingers. Yeah. He was a great one for wingers, Joe, and widening the pitch and therefore bringing everybody into it. I sit with Neville all the time, talk about it. On that note then, what was your favourite goal you scored for Everton? Because I've got a few myself.
The first one obviously sticks in my mind right away because it was my first one. You know what I mean? It was against them. You know what I mean?
He's still running. Someone said he's still running that.
Yeah, that was it. I couldn't. Most quick now, mate. But no, that's probably the first one that sticks in my mind. Anyone against them, really. The one I turned on the edge of the box and put it in the bottom corner. Yeah. Hit the net before people knew it was even in.
Anfield
one. Yeah, I think they're the main. The big ones are the main. They're the big ones, aren't they? They're the ones you remember.
I'll give it a couple. Obviously, I told you the other week. Man United, the two, the header and the one outside the box. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic performance that day. But other goals I remember, the one at Middlesbrough, Wimbledon, and it bounced up and you volleyed it from outside the box.
That was my first goal. That was my first goal back for being on holiday.
New Year's, that's right, and being the white kit, that's right. Yeah. New Year's Day. I'll give you another couple. At Forest. Second game of the season, I think it was a Walter Smith and Donaldson was on your back right near the end.
If I knew it was him, I'd have fucking threw him off it.
Right, another one, Middlesbrough in the League Cup, and Tony Grant was on your back that time.
We like Grant, he's good like Grant. He's only if you're in the corner, we like Tony.
Banging your chest, walking over there. I remember that one. West Ham. Late one in the striker kid down there.
I remember a lot.
I remember them all.
There's only about 5 to go. You're nearly there.
No, Barnsley with the running behind the goal.
Yeah. Well, that's going back to that. I mean, obviously the great man Howard. You know, he made me the captain. And that season where, really, you know, I don't think many people would have done that at the time. And to me, that was a great move at the time. And you got the best out of me. You know what I mean?
See that? I'd say to you, that's kind of the payback for when you got here. There was no reason to want to connect with us, and yet you did it anyway and made your own. Don't forget, just to give it context, the Indian Ant went back. The Indian Ant did not stay here. He was here for 2 games in it, and they thought that he was a good player back in the day before he got injured.
He was a bit gone, but then his knee had went, to be honest,
So what I'm saying is, you got here, you came as a double act, and within 2 weeks he'd gone home, so now it's on you. And you were in a goldfish bowl up there, so to come down and make that connection and to still be sitting here 15 years later, that's kind of confirmation of your decision. Well, the gaffer giving you the responsibility, that was a make or break season. That's that and Wimbledon is as close to relegation we've ever come to in my lifetime. And that's a long time, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah,
so that's a responsibility.
Obviously I played in one of them, didn't I? I played in the one against Coventry there. Worst experience of my life,
that's to be honest. That's what I'm saying.
It's horrendous.
Horrendous. Yeah, it was absolutely horrendous. But
especially when the goalie got threw one in, didn't he?
Yeah, just Toffee and the other fella down there, 2 minutes.
Mr. Fehily.
Honestly.
We should never buy players for them, should we?
Never. Ever. No.
Unless you're Sheeds, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I'm saying to you, he give you the armband, that's genuinely, this film we're making, people are still watching the Golden Vision film, and it was made in 1968. This is going to outlast us all. So hopefully it's a testament to not only the gaffer and that team, but to our club, what we stand for. how we support our club. So by giving you that armband to represent us on a day like that, that's a big statement. So
I think you know, being the Everton captain is unbelievable, you know what I mean? It's a great honour to have, like, and everybody who's been the captain Everton will tell you the same, you know what I mean? It's such a historical club, and to play under the great man, you know what I mean? It was moving. It was such a privilege, you know what I mean? And of course we talked about it many years later, and you know, and for him to, as I say, for him to come up with that, you know, to give me the armband, because we took off Dave Watson at the time.
Yeah, he did.
And but me, Waggy came up to me, spoke to me about it, said he thought it was the right thing to do. The manager thought it was the right thing to do, so I was very proud, you know what I mean? Waggy was very, you know, he was
magnanimous.
Yeah, he was great with it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, fantastic. Well, you then, the gaffer leaves, you leave yourself, you come back, and you carry on your Everton career, albeit more injured than you was the previous time around.
If that's possible.
No, what I want to say to you is if you're talking about moments, I remember your last game here, like with people crying around me, genuinely, seriously, it was emotional, what with the goal at the end and all of that. But I'm telling you, looking at you now, it was emotional, people were crying around me, that's how much the connection was still, having left and come back between you and this fan base here. But the day you walked off that to a reception very, very few people get to enjoy, Bally never got to feel it, where they know you're going and they clap you right off the park with your kids in your hand. That must have been magnificent.
That was a special moment, fantastic moment, you know what I mean? And these moments you never forget, do you?
Yeah, well you deserved it, by the way.
And of course it nearly ended in a downer, didn't it, when I missed the penalty. My God, and I wasn't even on the penalties. No. You know what I mean, obviously, because I hadn't been playing.
No, yeah.
And it was the last couple of minutes of the game. I was struggling, you know what I mean? And obviously when one of the players turned around and said, take the penalty, you know, the Gladys Street and that all pick up and they're singing your name. You'd want to turn away and walk away, but at that time, you're in deep then, you know.
That's why people were crying. So my question would be then to you, when you walked off that pitch with your children that day, did you ever think that you'd be walking back the other way as an employee of the club, like specifically connected to the football?
Maybe not at that particular time, but I always felt it'd be another chapter.
Did you?
Yeah. I always felt I'd come back.
That stuff?
Well, I mean, you know, the city's part of me and the club's part of me, isn't it? The whole thing. I mean, Liverpool's a fantastic city and a bit better club than we've got, you know what I mean? So I always knew that one day I'd be back. It's just how I would get back, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But I always knew that in the back of my mind that, you know, I'd be back here one day.
So you're always, coaching was all, I don't mean next week, but coaching was always in your mind to go.
Yeah, I think management.
I
think most people would say to you, when you're a player, you don't think about coaching, you just think about management. I can go and be a manager.
Yeah.
So really, probably that's what the main thing I was thinking about. Because you know it takes a bit of time. You've got to do your education, haven't you, to build yourself up and get your qualifications. You know what I mean? Which, you know, it took me a number of years to do that. So yeah, no, I think I was always going to come back into football. Fabulous.
Well, I'm going to go towards the conclusion now. But second to last question I'm going to ask you is your role at the moment. You're in the dressing room. I think this is my personal opinion. I think it's really tough for you in that our manager's a foreign manager. You're employed with them. You're in the coaching staff, but especially kids. Look at you. You're Duncan Ferguson. That's a responsibility you carry as an employee of the club. Plus, you're Duncan Ferguson. Nobody else has the fact that people will stop you in the street. And when you're with your bird or your kids or whatever, you're out with friends, people will genuinely stop you and give their opinion just because you're Duncan Ferguson.
Yeah, they do, obviously, because you've got such a history of the club. You've played so many times for the club. You've been a part of the city for so long. You know, it hurts. And it hurts when you get bad results, don't you? Yeah. So, of course, you're on the bench, you know what I mean? And it's going to be a lonely place and you're not getting results, you know what I mean?
Well, that being the case, and you wear that well and you front up for it, I'll give you that. Because I've seen you away from the camera, I know that what you do, but it'd be remiss of me if I did this interview and did not comment upon the stuff you do with kids and sick Evertonians and the community stuff. What you haven't got a social media account, he has not got any social media account at all. So most of this stuff goes under the radar. It's never in the paper, it's never on any forums, and I need to sit in front of you now and say, I go to all these games, you know I do, and I know that it matters. I know that there's kids who worship you It was 15 years ago now. Some of them only seen you play on telly or on the DAS DVD.
Black and white telly, I thought you were going to say there.
Listen, I told you before, don't try on my shoulder with it.
No, Betamax.
What I'm saying is, that's a thing where you do stuff as an icon of Everton Football Club to these kids. However, as an employee of Everton Football Club, which I feel our film was one of the reasons we asked you to be embraced upon this project, that you feel how we feel about the gaffer, about this institution, and how we get these kids forward and start giving them something to hope for and achieve for.
Absolutely. I mean, God, I've said it 100 times, you know what I mean? We love the fans, don't we? That's why we do it. We love the club. That's what we do. I mean, to me, it's a privilege. It's a privilege to be a part of this football club. And if anybody wants to ask me for an autograph or a picture, I'm humbled. It's very humbling now, after all these years, that they actually still want to talk to you. And that's a great experience for myself. And I'll do anything for them, anything. Superb.
Final question. What is your ambition in football?
To move on in my career, really, in the end, you know what I mean? I work up the chain, as you do, you know what I mean? One day I'll probably become an assistant manager or a manager. Mm-hmm. And, that'll probably be my progression in the end. Keep on working hard, and that's what'll probably happen. And obviously I'd love it to be at Everton. And nothing better than for Everton to be picking up a trophy and me being in some way a part of that.
That's me clip. That's what I want to take. Big man, it's an absolute pleasure. I shall see you at St George's Hall. You're sitting by my mother, I believe, by the way.
Okay, good.
She's gerrymandered that position. Thank you very much indeed. Thanks, big man.
Take care.